Well, from where I am, it looks like it was very organized and sensible, but there was never a plan. Was always interested in government and policy from when I was little, which is strange, but it's true. So I was living in Burlington, working for the Public Service Department on policy and about to be a witness in my first rate case for the Burlington Electric Department. And by 1991, I was the commissioner of the Public Service Department. Well, I guess I ran into rap before there was a rap because I knew the founders well because of the way New England works. That makes sense to have an organization that's focused on the government and not a consultancy focused on making money and moonlighting working for government, which I think was the basic idea. Technology, of course, has been fantastic in outpacing a lot of our expectations about what clean energy would cost. The idea that customers can have this power flies in the face of what I think a lot of people assume, which is all that customers want to do is turn on the light and get light and to not really interact at all with where the energy comes from. And I think what it teaches us is that if it's packaged right, if it's presented right, if there's enough motivation, people will engage with their energy systems. Well, the public comes to view government from a very cynical place. Government can choose to allow that perception to be the reality, or government can choose to work against it. One of my favorite stories is from the Arkansas Public Service Commission. At some point, what the leaders realized was that they were just too dependent on the cycle of natural gas prices going up and down. And so I had the privilege of helping them develop an energy efficiency rule, and to not only develop a rule, but to develop a community. So that led to a lot of progress. Our focus in Europe on the European Commission as its interpretation of the European Constitution and how to address climate is dramatically different from our approach in the US, which is primarily of the states and engaging with the federal government when opportunities arise. And I sometimes think about India at the beginning of my time as CEO, thinking about India as similar to the United States West, in that it's made up of states which are very proud of their own resources. So our emphasis in India has been on developing the flexibility resources from demand response in other places that will allow for the massive renewable energy growth that they're in the midst of. Probably the most intriguing place of our four core regions is China. It does take a long time to get into a frame of mind where you can, as an American, appreciate how decisions happen in China, the pressures that decision makers are under. That's been how we've managed in China, and I think it's a privileged position that we have there because, with respect, we want them to meet their own objectives. What RETA is supposed to do is create a forum or a platform for regulators around the world to be brought together by people like us and to help them on things that they're working on. So that's, for me, what the global opportunity is for RAP. That's another great example where leadership sets the tone. Sometimes I describe it as creating a sense of inevitability. We're going to have progress. We'd like it to be good progress. We'd like it to be sensible progress. We'd like everybody to be okay with it. But we're going to have progress. is very helpful to get people's minds in the right constructive place to put their best effort in.